Hello and welcome. Today we are looking at the function node, the one that lets you write plain JavaScript inside a flow. We will build a small OpenAI flow first, and then make it do something it simply cannot do without code. Here is the flow we start from, an inject node called start, which is the trigger. Then OpenAI connect. It is set to use Robomotion AI credits, so you do not need an API key of your own. Generate text sends a prompt and hands back the answer. For now, that prompt is a fixed string, tell me a joke. A message box shows the answer in a dialog box. And a debug node prints the whole message, because we do not know yet what shape the answer arrives in. A stop node ends the run, so the robot goes idle instead of waiting for more work. One last thing before we run it. A message box is drawn on a desktop, so this flow needs a robot connected from a real machine. Cloud Run has no screen to draw on. Run, then local, and pick the robot connected from this machine. The nodes light up as the robot works its way along the flow. And there is our message box. Well, it is a dialog, and it is empty because nobody ever told it what to show. Its inputs are still blank. Notice that the flow has not finished. It is sitting on this node, waiting, and nothing else happens until somebody answers. So we answer it. Now, where did the answer actually go? The debug node printed it down here. This is the message object, a plain JSON object that travels from node to node. Our answer is on the field called joke. One click on the message box opens everything it exposes. Give it a title, Joke of the Day. The text is the interesting one. We do not want a literal string here, we want a field off the message. Every property has a source, not just a value. Custom is what you type. Message reads a field that an earlier node put there. Message.joke. Whatever generate text writes into that field is what the dialog will show. And one thing that matters more than it looks. The designer holds your edits, but the robot runs the saved flow. So save it before you run. Run it again. This time the dialog has our title, and the joke that came back from OpenAI. So the field name was right, and the message box is reading it. But look at what we have built. The prompt is a string typed into a property, and it never changes. What if we wanted a joke about bicycles? Or about food? We are not going to edit the flow every time we want a different joke. To build the prompt while the flow is running, we need the function node. So we add one, and we wire it into the line after connect and before generate text. It is called build the prompt because that is the job we are giving it. Everything that passes down this chain goes through it now. Double-click the node, and the JavaScript editor opens. This is for small scripts in plain JavaScript. It is not a place for libraries or elaborate code. A new function starts like this, and that line matters. The function is handed the message, and it has to return the message or the node throws. So we add a field to it, message.prompt, and the string we want. That field now travels on the message to every node after this one. Save and close the editor. Then save the flow as well. Now open Generate Text. Its user prompt is still the literal string we started with. Same menu as before, switch it to message and name the field the function wrote. Save that and the prompt is no longer in the flow at all. It is built while the flow runs. Run it. And the joke is about food, exactly as the function asked. The prompt was written by JavaScript, handed on through the message, and used by the node after it. The prompt is built by code now, but the topic inside it is still ours. Let us hand that to whoever runs the flow. An input box goes in first, before the function. It asks a question on the desktop, waits, and puts the answer on the message. Its properties are the same shape as the message box. A title to say what we are asking for. Ask me a joke about any topic. A text, which is the label beside the field. Write a topic. And an output, the field on the message that whatever they type will land in. We called it topic. Back to the function, because the topic is still hard-coded in there. You could join the strings together with a plus sign, and that works perfectly well. Or you can use a template literal, backticks, and the value in $brace. It reads better, and it stays readable when the prompt grows to several lines. Save it. And save the flow. One more run. This time the flow stops and asks, the robot is waiting on the input box. Let us say cars. The topic goes onto the message, the function builds the prompt around it, and OpenAI answers. A joke about cars, from a flow nobody edited. And in the debug output you can see it. Topic, cars, exactly as it was typed. That is the whole idea. The function receives the message, changes it, and returns it. Any field you add is carried to every node after it, and any property can be pointed at one instead of holding a fixed value. Which means a few lines of JavaScript is usually all that stands between a flow that does one thing and a flow that does whatever it is asked. Thanks for watching.